we are definitely back.
We are back.
Hello, Scott.
How are you?
I'm doing well. It's
Good.
a beautiful day.
Yes. And you're sitting up straight.
I am sitting up straight.
Why is that significant? Why did I even bring that up?
Because that's our topic.
That is.
Today, it's our posture and the message that it conveys.
Yes, because it is a huge part of that experience in your listener we call presence, leadership presence or executive presence, whatever you want to call it, that sense that you are a leader. Posture's huge.
Posture is huge. I also believe it conveys that you are in control of what your body is doing.
Yeah. Well, tell me more about that. You're in control of what your body's doing.
Well, when we have a strong, solid, grounded posture, it conveys self-awareness, being intentional with what you're doing with your body. I believe that we can easily, especially if we're home, we're sitting in our comfy chairs, we can be on video and just relax. And in some situations, that's probably fine. However, does your posture match how you want to be perceived? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, and I would even put it this way. I always couch it this way with my clients. There's two modes of speaking. There's careless social chat, and then there's everything else. And
what was the first one, Scott?
Kind of careless social chat, like I'm, having a beer and I don't,
Oh, yes. Okay,
it's
got
like,
it.
I don't really care. But I think posture, I know it's hard for people nowadays, particularly because you are sitting in front of a computer on Zoom during this pandemic for a million hours, back-to-back meetings, and you can get worn down. But
yes,
I think of that posture thing as it's a muscle. You develop it. You develop posture. And
it's a memory muscle.
Yeah. And I mean, actually, physically, it's muscles in your core that kind of hold you up. And it's really hard if you have a habit of slouching to train those muscles to do what you want them to do. But if you do that, if you really focus on your posture for a while, it takes a while, you'll find that it's easier to maintain a good posture for you can make it through the day. I think it's hard, but
I believe that, Scott. And there are so many benefits of having this strong, grounded posture. It actually helps you to get your words out. It helps with your volume. You're not slouching and compressing down on the diaphragm, and it just makes everything harder. So when we're more up and open, everything works together when we're speaking as well.
Yeah. It's your frame. You're holding up all the stuff that goes into talking. What's grounded? You've mentioned grounding.
Yes, I mentioned grounding because we can do weird stuff with our legs and with our feet when we are presenting, whether we are sitting or standing. Our legs and our feet, it's the foundation of our posture. What I mean by grounded is I'm a big believer keeping those feet, both of them, flat and firm on the ground. And some people have the tendency to kick a leg around or swivel in their chair. So if you pretend you have concrete in your legs and feet and you truly don't want them to move, you're going to have that grounded sense when you are presenting.
It's this connectedness to the floor, right? Another way I like to put it when I'm talking about being grounded, it's you're letting gravity sort of hold you. Whether you're standing, it's my feet are connected through my shoes to the floor. I can almost even imagine that there's roots growing out the bottom. Now we got to be careful about this because we don't want speakers to think we are advocating that they keep their feet in the same place while they're giving a keynote,
Oh,
while they're
standing in
talking.
person.
You
Mhm.
can move and stay grounded. You can move and stay
Yes.
grounded. You can
Yes.
stay connected even as you're taking a step. So it's more a feeling of I am being supported over gravity. I can feel if I'm sitting, I'm being supported on those touch points on the bottom of my pelvis that intersect the chair, and it's holding me up. And then posture wise, I want to be in a situation where I think of it as kind of in a ready position, almost athletic. I am ready to talk, and talking is a forward kind of activity. And so if I'm kind of back or off kilter, I can't do that. I'm not in that position to do what talking, my natural design wants me to do, which is this
Mhm.
forward kind of thing as I speak.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
It does. And there's a tip around this, Scott, that can help eliminate that posture.
Yeah.
And that is, I do this myself. I always keep my hands on the table. So if I'm seated,
Oh boy. Oh, she's losing it.
if I'm sitting, I will keep my hands in front of me on the table because it kind of just forces me to be more upright.
Mm,
Also, if I put my hands underneath the table and in my lap, my shoulders will start to hunch forward because this just feels more relaxing. So here's option A, and then here's option B. So
yeah. Yeah.
there's a difference. And then the other technique that I always use is I will sit on the edge of my chair.
Yeah.
I don't sit back in it. I
Right.
I have it so that I'm scooted up on the edge,
Right.
almost where you could fall off, because that forces me to pay attention to my posture and to keep it upright.
Well, and for those of us, like I've had back issues in the past. I like the lumbar support in the in the back of the chair, but you can still you can do what you're doing, I think, still push back into that lumbar support, but not lay into it.
Yes, as
You know what I
long as you're
mean?
being intentional
I'm
with
still on my pelvis. And the best thing for my back is good posture, to be honest, because if I
oh,
sit upright in this position, I have to utilize those muscles that support my back. I have to use my core muscles. I wanted to show one more thing that's really interesting. Super awesome, simple rule or
super
guideline
awesome, simple rule.
or guideline.
Give it to us.
Did I overdo
No,
that?
not at all.
when, yeah, right.
That's good.
When, when it comes to projecting this leadership presence with your posture, grounding's important, but so are straight lines. It's
Explain.
that simple. So let me show you. Can I show you? I'm going to show you.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'm going to step back so you may have a hard time hearing me.
Okay. Oh, we get a full
Right.
view.
So you get to like this. You've seen people, Jen, who go like this, right?
The tilting, yes.
Yeah. But think of that as an angle. And when you have an angle, that's perceived as kind of weak. But watch what happens when you pull it up and you have a straight spine.
Completely different.
Yeah. And even like people who do this, like I have this habit sometimes when I came out of introducing angles into my forearms. A strong straight line is perceived as powerful. Same thing with your legs. If you crisscross your legs, angles in your legs can be perceived as
This
weak.
is so powerful. I truly don't believe that a lot of people understand our audiences are watching our bodies.
Yeah.
And our body is always giving a message.
Yeah.
Weak, strong, confident, lacking confidence. And you perfectly mirrored that.
Yeah.
Scott, that's a great reminder. A lot of us sit over video
Yeah.
meetings or
Yeah.
presentations, try the standing, because when you stand, now granted, you're going to need to prop up your
Your
laptop and
laptop.
get
Yeah,
your
right. Or have one of those.
raised.
Right.
Yes, or have a standing workstation.
Yep.
However, stand, because it will help force you to have that better posture than if you're sitting in that comfy chair.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and play with it, experiment a little bit. Just know that you can have great posture, great groundedness, sort of a relaxed power, whether you're sitting or standing, if you really understand these basics, these fundamentals.
Yeah,
it takes work. I mean, my final thought for everybody is this takes work. Like, you have to be, in a sense, more deliberate, more intentional, more present, if you have habits like, allowing yourself to sort of slouch during these meetings. But it is so worth it, because it changes, like you said, it changes the way people perceive you.
It does. And even if you're not the presenter and you are attending, you're part of the audience, still pay attention to your body language, because people are watching you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What are we talking about next time?
We are going to talk about our speaking volume.
Yes.
When presenters don't talk loud enough.
What was that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
exactly
got
that.
it. Or there are some people who, it's not very common, but they talk too loud. It's an interesting thing. I can't wait to talk about this one.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And yes, it's not as common.
Right. Right.
Good
All right.
point.
You're great. Your volume's perfect. Great job, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Talk to you next week.